Sanity. Such a comforting word. It makes us think of balance, of stability, of people who are safe to trust. But here's the secret. Sanity is not a state of being. It's a performance. Every day we wake up and step onto the stage. We put on the mask of normality. We borrow gestures, mimic emotions, and recite lines we didn't write. How are you? I'm fine. It's not a conversation. It's a script, a code, a ritual of mimicry that says, don't worry, I'm playing the part like everyone else. Think about it. The handshake, the polite laugh, the small talk at the grocery store. These are not signs of inner peace. They're rehearsed cues, learned behaviors, proof that you belong. But what happens when the mask slips? When you laugh at the wrong moment, or stay silent when you should have smiled? The air shifts. People tilt their heads, suspicion in their eyes, as if they've glimpsed something raw and unscripted beneath your skin. That's why breakdowns terrify us, not only because of the pain itself, but because they unmask us. They expose the version of ourselves we were told to bury. And once people see that version, they don't call it honest. They call it insane. So I ask you, who is the real you? The mask you've perfected through years of mimicry, or the unpolished fragments that leak through when the costume cracks? And if you wear the mask long enough, can you even remember the original face beneath? Or was there never a face to begin with? Just layers upon layers of borrowed expressions, stacked like porcelain shells. Sanity, in this world, isn't about truth. It's about convincing performance. The more convincing you are, the safer you appear. The less convincing, the closer you are to being labeled broken. Maybe we've been measuring the wrong thing all along. So here's the paradox. Are we pretending to be sane? Or is pretending the definition of sanity itself? And if that's true, then maybe none of us are truly sane. Maybe we're just skilled actors, clinging to the hope that the audience doesn't notice the script is wearing thin. We like to believe morality is a compass, steady, universal, always pointing north. But what if it's broken? What if right and wrong bend under pressure, under culture, under fear? In one society, to kill is murder. In another, it's honor. One century calls it justice. Another calls it barbarism. And all the while, we insist our version is truth. But morality is not truth. It's survival. The rules we write are just mirrors of what we need at the time. When food is scarce, theft becomes necessity. When power is threatened, cruelty becomes order. And when death is at your door, even kindness becomes a luxury you can't afford. So tell me, if goodness only holds until it's inconvenient, is it goodness at all? Or is it just costumes stitched together by circumstance? Every moral system has cracks. Religion promises eternal law, but laws change. Governments preach justice, but justice bends with borders. Even inside you, your compass tilts depending on who's watching, what you fear, and what you want to keep. Maybe morality isn't a compass at all. Maybe it's a map that redraws itself every time we move. A shifting design, convenient enough to guide us, but never strong enough to stand when the ground shakes. And here's the danger. If morality bends, then so does evil. What one person calls atrocity, another calls salvation. History is full of men who believed their crimes were holy, who believed their cruelty was righteous. So how do we ever know if our goodness is real? Maybe the truest morality isn't in the rules at all. Maybe it's in the fracture, what you do when the compass spins, when the script fails. when survival whispers louder than ethics. Because if morality is broken, the only thing left to measure you by is what you choose in the silence after. Listen closely to the way you speak, the words that fall out of your mouth, the tone you use, the little phrases that feel so natural. They aren't yours, they're borrowed. Your voice is a patchwork quilt, stitched together from your parents' sighs, your teacher's lectures, the slang of friends you've long forgotten, even strangers, the clerk at the grocery store, the celebrity on a podcast, the writer of a tweet, live in you. And when you speak, they speak too. We tell ourselves we're individuals, that the sound coming out is uniquely us. But how much of it is mimicry? The rhythm of your laughter echoes someone else's. The way you curse, the way you comfort, the way you argue. It all carries fingerprints of voices that weren't yours to begin with. And here's the strange part. You don't even remember borrowing them. The inheritance of sound is unconscious. You swallowed it without noticing. So what does that mean for authenticity? If everything we say is recycled, do we ever truly speak with our own voice? Or are we just mouthpieces for a chorus of ghosts, family, culture, algorithms, singing through us? Maybe that's why silence feels so heavy. In silence, the borrowed voices fade, and what's left is unfamiliar, almost alien. The voice that isn't stitched together, the one you don't recognize, lurking underneath. But most of us never hear it. We drown it out with chatter, with slogans, with borrowed words that feel safe because they've been tested before. So here's the question. When you speak, are you communicating or just repeating? And if all voices are borrowed, then what would it even mean to finally use your own?